So, I guess we should bring in our headliner for the night. Oh, Venom of Virtue! Hello, Venom of Virtue!
Hey, guys.
How's it going, guys?
Her picture is like
How's it going?
tiny.
Right.
Kind of old. We don't know how
Pretty
this
tiny down there.
works.
Right.
But we're glad to be here.
I'm glad you guys are here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So, I'm going to ask you, just like I asked everybody else, are you guys excited for Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nice.
We want you to do that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. We're excited to play with Never the Crash and Line Within. It's gonna be two awesome bands to be playing with that night. It's just a stacked lineup, just like those guys are saying. Even it's gonna be such an exciting night, very high energy. All these bands playing this awesome show, and we're excited to see this. The Vexed venue is gonna be the first time us being there. I've been hearing lots of good things. Been seeing lots of cool pictures. We're very excited to check it out and have a great time.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Hopefully nobody's like talking smack, but that's okay too.
I've heard no smack.
Okay, well good. Well good. Now I see that you guys just dropped some new music in, I believe, January.
Yeah.
Well, we've been dropping music all year long, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Since the beginning of 2024, because Wild Spirit was
Wild Spirit was January.
Yeah.
Wild Spirit was January.
2024.
We actually just recently released the song "Quiet."
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Ooh.
Been doing a lot more singles until we kind of get enough for an album, and then we'll release the full album, and we'll have that released everywhere on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, anywhere you get your streaming music, you can find it, and then eventually we'll have it on physical form too. So we're getting pretty excited for that to be finally getting done, but that's a future project we're working on.
Yeah, everything's DIY. We all in-house everything. We in-house the studio. We're literally sitting in our studio right now, actually.
Ooh. Okay.
So we built our own studio so we can cut our own records, take our time. We don't have to we don't have to work on anybody else's clock, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool that you guys do that.
What's up, Ryan? Sorry. Get some shout out there.
So, tell me a little bit about you guys selves.
Well, I've been playing since I was 14, 15. I actually didn't get into the drums till I was in my 20s. And then I met all these guys through a mutual friend that Alex and I had.
Through a Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
Completely like separate. Like I didn't know any of these guys. They were just like, yeah, I want to play music with this dude.
And then through another guy that we jammed with in the process of building what is Venom of Virtue, we met Ben, who's not with us today because he's busy doing other stuff. But we met Ben, and then that kind of sealed the deal. We just started writing music, and we formed right before COVID. So we got to play like one or two shows, and then COVID hit, and then we just sat and wrote an album and a half worth of material.
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, I've been playing guitar since I was like 10 years old. I've had a lot of family that plays music and everything like that. And again, just got brought together with the Craigslist ad there, and basically just we've all kind of locked in since that final formation of us kind of got together. We just kind of can bounce ideas off each other. Songs kind of just happen. We don't really plan a lot of stuff. Sometimes we have, that's kind of been more recent, but originally in that first state, it was just like song after song after song, which was coming right out. It's like
we all play multiple instruments, so we all write parts.
Yeah.
Everything except for drums. I'm the only one that can play drums. Everybody's tried.
You didn't let me try. Yeah.
I don't need your caveman self on my drums. You're breaking up strings.
So, with that being said, just like we've asked everybody else, how do you guys handle any creative differences?
We've maybe run into a couple of things here and there where people get set in a way of doing something, and you got to take 5 minutes to basically think about, like, oh, hey, this person disagrees and how we're going to do that. All right, take 5 minutes, cool off, come back, talk about it, figure out a way to
make it work, you know.
Make it work and make everyone happy with the ending project. For example, when we first became a band, one of our songs, it actually has quite a funny music video we shot for it called "Where I Hang My Bow." It's on YouTube. We shot it like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and that song originally came from an acoustic song that Ben had written. And when we first were like, oh yeah, let's, do this and that, and we started monkeying with his baby, basically, there was a lot of pushback to start with, he didn't like that idea. And then once he heard the final product, he was like, oh, never mind. This is the song now.
So we just kind of work through it, if it gets too much tension or whatever, we step back. We don't let that really get personal, it's just we are shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
Team.
We're a team,
yep.
But we're all like very determined and like we're very passionate about what we do. So sometimes that passion can get a little bit high, but we all know just like just give it a second here, like we'll talk it out, and then at the end product it really works out for itself, like to see that happen. And really like creative differences, we haven't had that.
Yeah, nothing other than like some maybe hey, we should add a bridge or
right.
Just
well, that's just writing.
Yeah, that comes with the writing.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what do you guys think the most like misunderstood aspect about being in a band is?
It's a job.
Yeah, it's work.
Yeah, treat it like a job if you want it to become your job. Because that's the only way to be taken seriously.
This is a business for us right now. Like
this,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and there's some really good ups and there is some downs too. But it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of grinding. It's a lot of yeses. It's a lot of no's.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error. A lot of try something, throw something at the wall. Oh, that didn't work. Go this avenue. Like we have our first tour booked, a weekend tour booked in September.
Out of state, first time.
And we spent 2 years messaging any and all venues I could find in any and all cities and states, and complete crickets, not a go away email, nothing. We finally hooked up with a guy who just already kind of had some connections and plugs in certain areas. So
Nick Stevens with
Vibe Touring,
touring company. He's been really helpful. I'd definitely reach out if you're looking to get some shows out of state.
Yeah, he does single bookings, so that way if you're just looking for a date or two, he'll book you a date or two. You're looking for 10 in a row, he'll book you 10 in a row.
Okay. And when
that's hard to come by.
Of working through band disagreements.
Again, it's more just like we gotta let things cool down sometimes, and we'll maybe like if someone has one way, we'll try it one way, and then we'll try it the other way, and then we'll just kind of all together just be like, well, what now laid for growth, we'll just kind of decide which one's better.
Right. And because we kind of run everything as a business, there's not a ton of disagreements because we all kind of take roles within the business to move it forward and succeed. So we're all kind of trying to push the same path. So there's not a whole lot of disagreement to be had for a lot of things to begin with, because we're all kind of steering for the same end goal.
Okay. And is the end goal getting your guys' name painted on Candy's van?
It is now,
right? I mean, our ultimate end goal, obviously, would be big enough to play stadiums or something.
Right.
The
band this hard job. We want to get big. We just want those huge jobs. Like we have our day jobs, all of us here, so like it's a balance between like having to play shows and working your full-time job with that and everything too. So it'd be nice if we can make this it's sustainable now, but like we want it to be like an income for us as well, like that is the end goal basically for us.
Yeah, we've got the machine running well enough that it takes minimal outside financing to continue at least what we're doing currently. Every time we need to take that next pillar up, that's where the investment comes in.
Who would you say your biggest music influences are?
Ooh,
we have a lot
that list can be pretty long because I've got quite an eclectic taste myself. I'm 41, so I go all the way back to listening to like Fleetwood Mac and I mean, you could just name a ton of bands from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
AC/DC,
Yeah.
Metallica.
I'm a bit of an audiophile. I have an enormous stereo in my house, enormous stereo here in the monitoring system for the studio is enormous here. It's not just a couple little desk monitors. It is enormous. So I'm an audiophile. So I listen to any and all music except for country because country is garbage. But
our singer would disagree. He's the
yeah,
country.
Ben's not here, so he can't say anything. So
I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I don't mind country, but like, I definitely like more of the classic rock or like the heavy metal. Some of the newer stuff too. But yeah, I always like listening to a lot of different things. Like a lot of the times I don't like to listen to the main songs of a band that's been played over and over again. I try to listen to the deep cuts of like what there's just to find inspiration that way. It can be when you're listening to older bands, especially like to listen to the same exact like main hits. It's cooler to find like all their like B-side stuff that's just like, oh my goodness, like how is this not a hit, right? Like it's just fun to look at music. There we go. Fixed it. Got the lights.
there. Fix the lighting.
Now I'm cooking.
Right. So, I mean, I guess we just have to line within this. But for you guys playing a bunch of shows, like, what's the most challenging part of like doing all that?
Scheduling. We just always make sure we sit down once a year for we do like a big get together party with everybody in the band and significant others, all that. And we all sit down and we'll basically mark out weekends and dates that people are either unavailable for or might be unavailable
right.
for.
We have yellow dates compared to red dates, they're
Yeah.
completely non-go. Like, but yeah, it's just, especially with family too. Like I know in some of us in the band, like there's a lot of times where you're working all week, and then if we have a show every weekend too, then it's like you don't really get to see your family very long. Like,
Yeah,
and they can't come to every single show with us, like, and understand, well, like they've seen us before, but sometimes we drive all the way to like Detroit, and like especially with this like out of state tour, like they're not going to be able to follow us with that. So
yeah,
it's just we're just trying to make time between it.
maintain a balance. That's kind of our biggest thing is we maintain a balance. We set a limit. We have pushed ourselves too far before where we're at the end of a big run of shows. We're like, okay, I'm sick of this. Like, all right, we got to take a weekend off, guys. We are burning.
I love it. I'm never sick of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never sick of it either. But there are some weekends where it's like, okay, let's breathe.
That's fair.
You know about that, don't you?
What's that?
I said we know all about that, like where you're burning and you're like, oh,
right,
burn out.
Yeah, and you gotta definitely give time to like be able to write music again, like because sometimes if you're always playing shows every weekend, like we're not in this room writing music together or recording what we have written, and so it's like we got to make that balance too of like not halting this progress but playing live shows. So there's always a progress bar to push, and it's like you got to figure out which one I'm gonna push it.
Mm-hmm. So now, do you guys have any like pre-show rituals to get ready to play?
Stretching.
Stretching, yeah. We usually do some stretches. I know our singer, he likes to do some vocal warm-ups too. Usually find somewhere either with a good reverb or acoustics to it, and you can hear him doing his vocals warm-ups. It's pretty funny sometimes. We'll make fun of him when he's getting mad.
Yeah, right? Somewhere he can go holler and we can mimic him and aggravate him.
Usually before a show too, we do a little hand thing in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and just like not every show, but we've done it a few times where it's just like VOB on 3. And
right, little huddle. We all watch football, so
right.
Oh, got you. Well, what do I have to do to be involved in this? I want to be in the huddle.
Well, I mean, we need a merch person that doesn't break the bank.
Oh no!
Because we do pretty much our own merch table and all that stuff. Because we're all DIY, so we don't really have a bunch of because our support structure is our family not crucifying us for doing this every weekend.
But I mean, I love running the merch sometimes. Like, we meet a lot of nice people. Like Candy, you see in the comments there, we met her at the ball. And I'm sorry if I'm going to mispronounce your name, Camille, also to her. It was awesome meeting them, talking with them. And we talked to a lot of awesome people at the merch booth. You know, like there was one guy that even showed us this parrot that was like rocking his head to one of our songs. And he was like, this parrot loves you guys. And like, that is awesome. You know, there's so many different kinds of people. And like,
I love doing that after we play. Before we play, I have so much prep work to do as a drummer with everything.
you're just
That's
in
it.
the zone.
I'm in a zone. So like, I don't like the merch table before we play just because I'm getting in a zone.
Now, Nicole just asked, what's Max's favorite song?
There's so many songs to pick
Jump by
from.
Van Halen.
The Jump by Van
Uh,
Favorite VOV song or like favorite any song?
Yeah,
I'm assuming just
What's
any.
your- Yeah,
favorite VOV song.
sure.
No, just favorite song.
There's so many songs up there I go back and forth between. There's a lot of songs I like.
I like a lot of Primus.
Primus is good.
Oh yeah, the bass player in the Primus.
Yeah, Primus is the shit.
Yeah.
Primus sucks.
I like Pink Floyd, you know. and stuff
Pink
like
Floyd.
that.
Some Frank Zappa even. I know you're into that too.
Some of the songs, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say, you know, other older music too. Like I do like, you know, Def Leppard, pretty good to listen to sometimes.
Speak up.
Yeah, speak a little louder, man.
Uh,
Say you like Def Leppard and be proud.
Right.
all right. I like Def Leppard.
So do I. I've got their vinyl in the house.
I like Def Leppard too. Now we're all
See?
on the open.
But to put a specific song would be impossible, to be honest. But yeah, there's just, you know, like, you know, I pretty much like all other genres of music. Most genres, you know, some less than others. Like I listen to a little bit of rap and I listen to a little bit of country as well. But I mostly listen to like rock and metal and I guess another artist I really liked was Queen. Queen's pretty good. Queen, yeah. But yeah, like I said, it'd be impossible to put a song on it.
We should go into politics.
Yeah.
That's the most non-answer ever.
Here's an answer. I'm the same way. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't.
your favorite song?
I don't.
I have a favorite song per month. That's basically my
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I'll get hooked on
Same.
something for a while.
You'll have one favorite song you'll blast after the whole month with that.
Yep.
That's a new song.
Sick of it and on to the next thing.
Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
Techno.
There's a dude on YouTube that's got the name of Dankmas, and he just
Yeah.
makes he makes like remixes of the episodes or like old classic episodes. Like he does the steamed hams. I'm not sure if you've seen any of the
Seen that episode.
or any of the memes you know, correlating to that.
It was pretty funny. You had me hooked on it.
Yeah.
These two tend to go down YouTube rabbit holes.
Yep.
What is your most memorable experience as a band?
Well, some of the Battle of the Bands we've done. Pretty cool.
I'd probably
And
say
playing with
Non-Point,
too.
yeah.
Playing Odin for Non-Point and Diesel and Detroit. It's a really awesome experience.
Yeah, it was pretty packed that night. It was
Yeah.
pretty
It was
bloated.
one of our best shows we've had. We watched Non-Point, and it was just such an inspiring like performance they did. They put so much energy and like just it's just like you could feel it, you know, like
Right. Well, it's all, and every single guy in the band is one of our favorite bands. So we were like, absolutely, we want to open for Non-Point.
exactly. We all love Non-Point.
Very cool.
It's interesting. So where can I find your guys' music?
Everywhere, anywhere.
Everywhere you
Yep.
stream music, iTunes, Apple, Spotify, YouTube.
Give the band a Google, and every link that has everything to do with us is on there. We have our own website that we have, the venomofvirtue.com
Yep.
handle. That has links to everything on there. Or if you just, like I said, you give it a quick Google, everything's going to pop up. The iTunes, the Pandora, Spotify, whatever you use, because we use a distribution method that just puts it on everything just to make sure whoever listens on whatever. Because I'm a more of a Pandora user for my music, but then I'll listen to podcasts on Spotify. These guys use Spotify for their music and listen to stuff on other stuff. You know,
just want our stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Ben
available.
uses YouTube 99% of the time for his music and everything he does. So yeah, we just wanted to make sure we're on every platform. So yeah, we're anywhere you can find music.
All right. Now, who? I know we've been interviewing them all day, but tell me who's on this bill for the 22nd.
Never the Crash, Lion Within, and then of course Venom of Virtue closing the night out.
Oh my gosh. Where can I get tickets?
Get them right online.
Yep, there's an online link at the door at the day of the show.
$10 pre-sale.
Yep.
15-day of show. So get that pre-sale ticket right now. Saves $5.
Mhm.
Get up!
That's right. All right. Well, do you guys have anything to add before you guys go?
No, we're just basically every time we're not on the road playing a show, we're in this studio trying to finish this next album. We're only gonna maybe do a couple more tunes and it's gonna be done, and then we're gonna announce the name and the artwork and everything soon, hopefully. It's one of those things where we don't rush the last part of anything we do, so that way when we're done with it, we look back and go, oh yeah, I like that. Because I'm my own worst critic for everything to begin with, and then handling a lot of what we do in the studio after listening to it 1,000 times. Sometimes when we get done with it, I'm like, ugh, I don't even want to ever hear it again. But like every time we do another album, song, whatever you call it, I improve my methods through learning and constantly trying to do better and better and better. And then when we listen to the final product, every time, like our newest release, Quiet, I can go and listen to that over and over and over again. I haven't gotten sick of that one yet. And that's rare for me.
Okay. Well, I definitely look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it too. It's going to be an awesome show. Definitely excited to play with Never the Crash and Lion Within. Like I said, we played with Lion Within a few times. It's been awesome.
Yep.
We played with Never the Crash once before.
Yep.
We had to unfortunately leave, so we didn't get to see their set, but I've listened to them on Spotify. I really like their stuff.
Jobs suck.
I know, jobs.
Got to go to the next. Like that's one of our biggest things is we usually try to stay for the end of every show just because that's just good. That's good etiquette to begin with. And then you never know, you're gonna end up connecting with a band that is just as road doggy as you are. So anytime you need a band to jump on a show, you know you got somebody you can hit up, kind of a thing. So yeah, unless somebody's got to like work the next day or got something going on, we usually stay to the very end.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you for your guys' time today. We appreciate it. And we are excited for Saturday.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, that being said, I think we had a pretty good show today.
Yeah.
So, with that being